That's pretty much it in a nutshell, Alex. I mean, Philip Allott was in the Last Chance saloon this morning at that police and crime panel meeting. You know, he apologised again. He said himself that the answer he gave in a radio interview about the day after Sarah Everard's killer was sentenced was a car crash of an answer. He said it was wrong, entirely misconceived and grossly insensitive. He said he reflects every hour on what he said, and he listed women's charities in North Yorkshire that he was going to meet to learn and educate himself about these issues, but it wasn't enough. And there was also that defiance that you saw in that clip from Philip Allott, where he said, you know, if everyone who made a mistake resigned, nothing would ever get done in the country. You know, there were times where he did seem to be very, as I say, defiant against any moves to remove him. But then the councillors involved in the police and crime panel held this vote of no confidence. It was absolutely unanimous. I've sat through a fair few council meetings, Alex, in my time, and I've never come across such a stinging rebuke to somebody as I saw today in that meeting. There was a lot of anger, a lot of fury on the back of these comments, and I think in the end that pressure on Philip Allott just got too much. Of course, the panel couldn't have removed him, as you say. It was his decision, and then he has now done so. In fact, just over an hour ago I got this letter from Philip Allott. This is a copy of his resignation. I'll read you sort of a few paragraphs from it because it's quite long, but he said, following this morning's meeting of the police and crime panel, it seems clear to me that the task of restoring confidence will be exceptionally difficult, if it is possible at all. It will take a long time and a lot of resources of my office and many groups who do excellent work supporting victims. This is time victims do not have. There are women and girls in York and North Yorkshire today suffering at the hands of men. Victims and the groups who support them need to be heard. They cannot be heard if the airwaves are filled with discussion about my future. That is why I am doing the honourable thing and resigning as Police, Fire and Crime Commissioner, to restore confidence in the office, which I will believe will be almost impossible for me to do, and to enable victims' voices to be heard clearly without the distraction of the continued furore which surrounds him. So Philip Allott goes. There will be a temporary Police and Crime Commissioner appointed in North Yorkshire, and then eventually we'll see a by-election to replace Philip Allott, but we don't know when that will be.
Kevin, thank you ever so much for giving us that update.